short, vertical, 2-minute episodes. Think soap operas, but built for the TikTok era. Millions of people, especially in the US, are downloading the apps, binging the shows,
it's happening
and paying
here right
watch.
now.
I watched the whole thing.
They're just so entertaining for no reason.
I eat them up.
Have we got a fantastic show for you today? They're paying a lot. This is the key point because it's strategic basics. We're always strategic about monetizing your message. And look here, CNBC reporting China's $7 billion microdrama industry taking the U.S. entertainment industry by storm.
From microdrama apps passed $6.9 billion in China last year. The movies are
TikTok has trained us all to scroll and to just eat up those nummy little 60-second, 90-second little vertical video clips. But this new trend is teaching us to pay to watch the next one. And that's where this is absolutely amazing. So people aren't paying for subscriptions like on Netflix. No, they're paying to watch the next 90-second cliffhanger, and then the next, and the next, with these addictive stories that have twists and turns like a soap opera. You may get the first couple of episodes to watch for free, perhaps on TikTok or another free platform, but then in order to continue the story, you're directed to an app that is set up to monetize these micropayments. So the apps are, for example, ReelShort, DramaBox, Flex TV, and the viewers then spend 50 cents to $1 to watch the next 90 seconds and the next and the next and the next. At the end, they may have spent $30 to watch the entire movie. And that's a lot more than they would pay normally to see a feature-length film. So it's all working on the neuroscience of dopamine and the neuroscience of just tell me a bit more, just tell me a bit more, and leaving people on those soap opera-like cliffhangers. Let's take a look.
I owe my success to that secret CEO of King's Corp.
You will be groveling at my feet for forgiveness when you realize who I really am.
Spoiler alert, that man earning a meager wage does in fact turn out to be the secret CEO of King's Corp.
Of course.
This is one of the microdramas featured on ReelShort, a Chinese-backed short video app.
I'm willing to wager my entire reputation that this man is a useless loser.
Welcome to the world of microdramas.
It's an article in Variety, which is Hollywood's go-to magazine for people in the know. And this article is September 16th, 2025, so just dropped. Microdramas emerge as multi-billion-dollar global phenomenon. Chinese market set to eclipse local box office. And then you have this wonderful picture, which kind of captures the whole vibe of these dramas. It's gorgeous people with guns. There's sexual tension, there's plot twists, there's turns, etc. So as it says here in Variety, microdramas have rapidly evolved from experimental content into a mainstream entertainment format, generating billions in revenue globally, according to a new report by Media Partners Asia. And again, you can read the full article in the links in the description below. Here's another article, this one from Deadline, talking about ReelShort, and then you can see how the app actually looks. Microdrama revenues in China set to surpass the country's domestic box office this year, according to that report by Media Partners Asia. So you can see the acting maybe is not the caliber that you're used to, but the stories are addictive and very soap opera-y. So what can we learn from this as thought leaders, authors, experts, and media broadcasters on your social media, on your YouTube? I think the thing that I want to point out here is to lean in to the cliffhanger. That's what makes these so successful. They don't have a big ad budget. They don't have big stars. They certainly don't have the sets and the coordination and the music that we're spoiled with here in Hollywood. But what they do have is those plot twists and turns, and each 90 seconds ends with a cliffhanger. Now, I'm not suggesting that you get into the business of microdramas and hire a bunch of actors and shoot for 10 days to create a feature-length film. But what I am suggesting and recommending is that you really lean into considering the content that you want to share as an overarching story that has little tasty bits along the way, kind of like breadcrumbs. the breadcrumbs leading people forward. So when you think about your content as a campaign, as an overarching message that you want to deliver, or even if we were to say as a book, think about how each chapter ends with a little cliffhanger teasing you to just read one more chapter, just have one more potato chip, just a little bit more. So think about not just your overall message, but see if you can break your content into campaigns that are connected, but that each one has a little tasty bit of something that leads people forward to the next little tasty bit. That is the takeaway that we've got here at Strategic Basics. So why this matters now? Well, we're witnessing that people are willing to pay for micro content. So hey, maybe you should be leaning into becoming a better content creator. And we're also seeing that free content can lead into paid content. And we're also seeing evidence and proof that people are willing to make small little incremental payments if you have hooked them on your compelling message or your compelling story. So that's something I think we can all lean into. Short form no longer means unimportant or disposable, especially if it's crafted as part of a larger story. So bottom line, just to recap, when U.S. revenue is now in the billions from the microdrama, it's about $819 million in 2024, and it's set to surpass $1.3 billion in 2025, according to Variety and Business Insider. And while the U.S. box office still dominates in cultural visibility, of course, in the U.S., microdrama apps are raking it in with over $1 billion of revenue. It's a different model. It's not the subscription, the pay per month model that you're used to from Netflix. It's the pay for the next little tasty bit model. So that's very interesting for us to consider leaning in. And already American creators, certainly Chinese creators and other creators in India and around the world, are raking it in with this new boom in microdrama, but US creators are also jumping on the bandwagon and making six figures when they are making content in this short, fast form that they're really enjoying. And especially people who may be suffering in Hollywood, where work can be touch and go, people are leaning into this. In other words, strategic structure pays off. The most successful stories aren't slick, they're strategic. What matters is hook, conflict, reversal, twist, payoff. So build your message like a story with a beginning, a middle, a twist, a surprise, a moment of transformation. And if you would like more help creating stories that you can monetize, because after all, your words are power, let's make them profitable, then book a business breakthrough call at bookcall.biz. I'd love to support you, and we will see you on the next video.